Hey yogis, my name is Savannah and today we're going to wake up the entire body. We'll start with the upper body, targeting areas like the upper back, the shoulders, and then we'll start to shift down a little bit towards the hips and the hamstrings and get into all of that goodness that gets stuck and tight sometimes. And I know when our body starts to get tight, we start to feel a little stagnant or out of our flow state. So we'll use our breath to kind of guide ourselves back into that flow state if we can. And today we'll be starting seated. So go ahead and put your comfiest clothes on, find your mat, roll it out, and find yourself seated in the middle of it. We'll start with a comfortable leg position. So this will vary for everyone, right? Maybe you like to cross your ankles and sit Indian style. Maybe you like to stack one foot in front of the other, or maybe you kind of just send your legs to the side. Whatever helps you get comfortable, the easiest without causing any excess tension, go ahead and find that seated position and we'll get started focusing on our breath. See if you can start to ground the sits bones into the floor. Close the eyes if you will, or soften the gaze if that helps. Pay some notice to the sounds around you. Maybe how the air feels on your skin, the temperature of the room you're in. And just start to fine-tune your awareness to notice the subtleties. And as your awareness starts to get a little sharper, go ahead and guide it towards the breath so you can pay your full attention to your breath. As you inhale, know that you are inhaling. Reach that breath deep towards the belly. Slowly exhaling, controlling as it comes out of the nose, making it as slow as possible. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the chest and the belly. Exhaling as you draw the belly in, helping the air scoop out of the lungs and flow out of the nose. Take about 3 more breaths, just rooting yourself in the awareness of your inhales and exhales. Many times when we experience anxiety, it's from thinking of the future, or when we experience a longing sort of sadness, it's because we are stuck somewhere in the past. When we draw our awareness towards the breath, we meet the present moment with a calm state of mind, right? When we're with this breath, we can't be with the breath behind us or the breath ahead of us. We're just right here. And draw the hands together and hold the hands out at arm's length, palms touching. You can keep the eyes closed or with a soft gaze here. Take a breath in through the nose. As you exhale, draw the belly in, reach the right hand behind you. Let the head follow the hand, whether the eyes are closed or open. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes to touch the left. Moving slowly with the breath, take an inhale here. Exhale, belly draws in, left hand reaches back, head follows it. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes to right. Moving a little bit quicker, inhale here. Exhale, reach back with the right hand, gaze follows. Inhale forward, both palms come to touch. Exhale, left hand reaches back. Finding the flow of your breath and moving with it, continuing on your own inhales and exhales. Staying strong through the arms, spreading the fingertips out wide. One more time on each side. Warming up the upper back, opening up the shoulders and the chest. So bring both hands and place them on the mat in front of us. Now that our upper body is warmed up a little bit, we'll come towards a tabletop pose. Keep the fingertips spread out. Stay energized through the arms so that you don't find your upper back kind of just sinking in. See if you can stay energized, stay pressing the mat away. Feel the upper back lifting up beyond the shoulder blades. We'll take a couple cat-cows here, drawing the belly in. Inhale to stretch the front of the body, maybe the head lifts. Exhale, belly draws in, press the mat away from you, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale to open the front body, stretch the chest, reach the head up. Exhale, belly draws in, spine lifts up. Twice more on your own breath, moving slowly. Not moving faster or more slow than the breath, but just right at its speed. Moving with your internal flow. Begin to neutralize the spine, finding a comfortable position. We'll inhale that left arm up high. And as you exhale, guide it underneath the right shoulder. Bend the right elbow as much as you need to so that the left shoulder and left cheek can come down towards the mat. Stay toned through the lower belly. And you have a couple options here. You can walk the left hand further over towards the right. You can walk the right hand up towards the top of the mat. Or you can bring the right hand behind the lower back. So whatever helps you dig into the present moment the best in the most comfortable way with the most ease, settle into that variation and find the flow of your breath in and out of the nose. We'll root that right hand back into the mat. Press yourself up towards a tabletop position. As you inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale to guide it underneath the left shoulder. You can face the right palm down if you want to walk the arm a little bit further and then release it back up. And again, options with the left arm, you can walk it towards the top of the mat, or you can take it behind the lower back. Keeping that lower belly drawn in and the awareness on the breath. One more round of breath here. And gently press up through the left hand. Find a tabletop pose. We'll walk the knees back a couple inches. Bring our forearms down towards the mat. And start to walk the hands forward for a puppy's pose. You can rest your forehead onto the mat if it reaches. If not, just let the head kind of hang, back of the neck is relaxed. Keeping the hips high, lower belly drawn in. If this becomes too tough on your knees at any point, know that you can always pause the video, place a pillow underneath them, or you can roll up the mat and provide a little extra cushion for the knees. As you inhale, glide the chest forward towards a Sphinx pose. We'll extend the legs back behind us. Walk the hands out forward so that you don't find any crunching sensation in the lower back. Find really wide fingertips here, so much that you can pull the mat back so that it causes your chest to press forward. As you exhale, draw the belly in, send the hips into the mat, finding length in the lower back, keeping the legs energized as you shoot the legs back. One more breath in, broad chest. Exhale, relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulder blades. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, and walk the hands back to set up for our first downward facing dog. Have the hands about shoulder width apart. The knees will lift up. The hips will reach up and back. Make sure to stay bent through the knees here at first, keeping a soft low back, mobile spine here. Spread through the fingertips. And see if you can start to melt down through the heels a little bit more. There's opposite forces working in downward facing dogs. So our hips are shooting up, but our heels are shooting down, finding that utmost length in the back of your legs and your hamstrings. With an inhale, we'll reach the right leg up. Keep the toes pointing down here. Exhale, belly draws in as the right foot comes towards the top of the mat. Don't worry if that foot doesn't come all the way right away. You can always step the left foot back a little bit. We'll be lowering the left knee anyways. The left toe can stay tucked for balance. As you inhale, press through the right foot, reach the hands up. Find a lunge here and soften around the edges. So you can bend the elbows. You can lift up through the hips if you want to not drop down right away. Make sure wherever you're at, you can get in contact with that flow state of your breath. So as you breathe in, the chest expands, the belly fills up. As you exhale, the belly draws in. Slowly release both hands down around the right foot. We'll shift our hips back for a half split pose here. The right toes will pop up, and we'll walk the hands back to keep the spine as lifted as possible. If you have blocks and you like to work with blocks, you can always press blocks underneath the hands. Otherwise, just try to stay lifted. Fight the urge to round in the spine. One more breath in. Exhaling to lunge into the right knee. We'll frame the right foot with our hands. Lift the left knee up to step or wiggle that right foot back to downward facing dog. With an inhale, reach the left foot up. Keep the toes pointing down. Exhale, belly draws in. Left foot comes towards the top of the mat. You can step back a little bit further with the right foot if that helps to root it down. Making sure that the left knee is just hovering over the left ankle. Find some stability in your legs here first. And as you inhale, press through the left foot. Lift the arms up towards a lunge pose. Again, softening around the shoulders and the elbows. Right away, finding the breath in and out of the nose. So the mind will try to take you somewhere else. See if you can root yourself in that flow. Exhaling both hands around the left foot. Straightening the left leg. It'll lift the left toes off the mat. Stay flexed through this foot. So this is very active stretch throughout the leg. We're here and we're present with the body, taking deep breaths to bring ease in. Inhaling to lunge forward, framing the foot with our hands, lifting the back knee to wiggle the left foot to downward facing dog. We'll go ahead and find a really wide stance with our legs here, so you can come even wider than the mat. Press the front of the mat away from you and tilt the tailbone up towards the sky. You can bend the knees as much as you want to. The wider the legs go, the better this will feel here. We'll start to bend into the right leg, stretching the inner left thigh. Lift the hips all the way up, start to bend into the left leg, stretching the inner right thigh. You can isolate between the two. And then softly walk the feet back towards a downward facing dog. We'll guide the right foot towards the top of the mat and seal the left heel down about 45 degrees here. So make sure the right toes are pointing towards the top. Left toes are just beaming out a little bit from the heel. As you inhale, press through the right foot, rise up to set up your warrior two. For warrior two, the idea is to really get the hips open, reaching to be parallel with the left side of the mat. So as far as you can open the hips up, go ahead and do so, but make sure that that right knee doesn't come in on the inside of the right big toe. We always want to keep it on the opposite side of the big toe. Reach the arms out wide. Find your gaze resting over the right fingertips. Find your breath right away. Notice which areas of the body are the first to respond in this pose. We'll bring both hands down on the inside of our right foot. And we'll start to walk our hands away from our hips, kind of like if we were in a downward facing dog. Reach the hips back as you walk the hands forward. You can release the weight of the head. This might start to get a little strengthening sensation in the right quad. Stay with it, feel strong, but also see where you can relax into this. We'll inhale to lift up through the hips. As you exhale, pivot the toes to face the back of the mat. The right toes will be beaming out about 45 degrees. The left toes will be facing the back side of the mat. As you inhale, cartwheel the hands up to set up warrior two. Left fingertips reaching forward this time, gaze drifting right over them, making sure we can find that openness in our hips, still while our left knee is on the inside of our left toe. Taking a slow exhale to cartwheel our hands down on the inside of the left foot. Begin to walk the hands away from the hips. Allow the head to sink. Send the hips back. Stay strong through that left quad. Inhale to lift up through the hips. Walk the hands towards the center of the mat. We'll pivot our toes to face the left side of our mat. Take a bend in the knees. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to draw them behind the back. Bend in the knees. Release the chest towards the mat. You can keep the hands here. Maybe they fall towards the head. Taking deep breaths into the back of the body and the space around the neck, between the shoulder blades. Slowly draw the clasped hands back towards the lower back. Sink the hips down and walk the feet forward. So we'll find ourselves in a Malasana squat pose here. If your heels lift up when you come into Malasana pose, you can roll the mat and bring it underneath the heels. You can roll a towel and place it underneath the heels. Or you can set a block underneath your hips so that you don't have to go so deep to where your heels lift up. So make this pose work for you, and then start to walk into it a little bit, easing into each side of the hip. Once you feel comfortable and stable, if you can, we'll start to walk the hands away from you. Let the weight of the head fall. And slowly walk the hands back towards the hips. We'll bring the left hand on the inside of the left knee, and as you inhale, reach the right arm up high. Release the right hand behind the lower back. Go ahead and take the gaze down towards the left fingertips. Slowly bringing that right hand on the inside of the right knee. As you inhale, left arm reaches up and high. Exhale to release the hand behind the lower back. Let the gaze rest down towards the right hand. Slowly bringing both hands forward. And you have two options. If you feel really low to the ground, you can kind of just sit the hips back and lift the legs up. Or if you feel a little bit higher off the ground, you can reach the hands back, walk them back, and then lower the hips down. We'll shift towards a supine position, so laying down on the ground, keep the knees bent. Reach the hands forward as you lower. So staying aware through the core as you lower, not just letting the feet flop off the mat. See if you can stay present through all 10 toes. Stay pressing down into the mat. Slowly lowering the upper back down. Go ahead and let the back kind of relax here. We'll separate the heels a little bit wider than the hips and just let them windshield wipe from side to side. Moving slowly. Maybe even feeling this movement initiate in the core. So can you feel the core as the legs lower? And can you feel the core as they lift and twist? Nice. Walking the feet in towards the heels. Release the hands on the outsides of the hips. We'll keep the palms facing down here for bridge pose. So as you inhale, press into the hands, lift the hips up. Staying lifted through the hips, see if you can energetically reach the knees towards each other, inner thighs drawing towards each other. And gently lift the heels, walk the hands towards each other. Clasp the fingertips to lift the sternum up a little bit higher. Maybe you lift the chin. And slowly release the hands. Release the spine down. Draw both knees into the chest. Rock the feet from side to side. We'll reach up for the left foot. So we'll take our right hand. We'll reach up for the right foot. So we'll take our right hand and reach on the inside of the right foot. The left leg can come down towards the mat. We'll start to reach down with the right knee. So you can pull down with the right hand. And you can stay here. Maybe you let the left knee kind of fan out to the side. Or if you'd like, you can start to open the leg up and straighten it. Really pull back with the sole of the foot. Press into the sole of the foot as you guide the knee towards the back of the armpit. Slowly lower that sole, the right sole, to the mat. We'll reach up with our left hand for the inside of the left foot. Draw the knee back. Maybe you let the right knee fan out here. Really pressing it down towards the back of the armpit. Maybe even extending that leg out. Nice. Go ahead and let the left foot come back in line with the right. We'll stack the right knee over the left and take a little hug into our thighs, stretching the outside of our hips. Draw the knees into the chest, and maybe you just rock from side to side. Give the lower back a little massage as you're stretching the outside of our hips. We'll slowly roll all the way over towards the left, keeping the knees crossed. Expand the arms out and take the gaze towards the right. If this stretch is too intense on your back, you can lower the knees down. Or if you want to move the twist up a little bit higher toward your middle back, you can lift the knees up. Two more breaths here, feeling the right side of the body expand with the in-breath. And slowly lifting the knees back up through center. We'll separate the heels and then stack the left knee on top of the right. Hugging the knees into the chest. You can grab for the knees or the feet, whatever is easiest or feels best on your body today. We can rock from side to side from there. One more breath. And then gently twist all the way over towards the right. Let the arms expand out. Take the gaze over towards the left. Maybe soften the gaze or close the eyes. And let the breath stretch the left side of the body. All you have to do is ride the rhythm of the breath from here on out. Slowly bring the knees back up through center. Unbind the knees and extend the legs out long. You can let the knees roll in and out, shaking the feet to roll in and out, relaxing the legs. You can extend the arms out for Shavasana, or if it helps you better to stay connected to the breath, you can bring both hands on your torso, one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And here we allow the time for our bodies to fully assimilate and digest all the new information that we provided for it through stretches and sensations and deep breaths. Our body is constantly reacting to experiences. So if it experiences a lot of tightness or stress, it'll respond in that way. But if you provide time for your body to just kind of rest into place, it'll respond in a different way. Yoga is the perfect way to open up the channel of communication with you and your body. And even if all you did was to lay down here and breathe and stay aware to sensations, that would be enough. Slowly begin to wiggle your toes, shift your head from side to side. Draw one knee into the chest at a time. And roll over towards your right side, softly pressing yourself up towards a seated position. With a soft gaze or your eyes closed, just find a comfortable seated position. Check in with yourself for one last time, maybe noticing anything that feels different than when you began class. Gently drop both palms together. Press both thumbs into the space in between your eyebrows, dropping your chin towards your chest. Know that you are only ever one yoga session away from feeling more aware, from feeling more whole and more yourself. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your mat space with me, for letting me come in and guide you in this sacred space where you get to form a communication with your body and invite ease in. It's really an honor. If you'd like to follow me on my live classes or my in-person workshops, feel free to head on over to Instagram and follow me on Savannasana. Otherwise, stay subscribed to the channel, or subscribe if you haven't. I'll be having 2 new videos out every single month. I'd love to keep practicing with you all, and I'd love to hear about how this is going for you all. So if you'd like to leave me a comment, that would be awesome. Thanks. Have a great day. And the inside of our right thigh. You can even scooch and you can widen the ankle. Even if you just want to bring the left heel into the left hip flexor, that works as well. From here, we're going to plant our left hand behind our left hip. Maybe it's behind the left thigh, right? It's different for everyone. As you inhale, reach up through the right fingertips. And as you exhale, bend